The issues between Shia and Sunni Muslims go back to the 7th century and the death of the Prophet Muhammad. In the past decade, there has been a ton of spotlight on the differences between these two branches of Islam. According to a 2009 study by the Pew Research Center, the vast majority of the 1.8 billion Muslims who are in the world are Sunni. But let's take a look at some of these differences between Shia and Sunni Muslims. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining me on another episode of FTD Facts. I'm Leroy Kenton, and this is a question that a lot of people like myself who are not Muslim or just of different religious backgrounds really don't understand. So I'm going to get into the intricacies and some interesting facts here on the differences between Shia and Sunni Muslims. So let's begin with the facts right now. First of all, let's talk about the split, if you will. Now, when the Prophet Muhammad died in the year 632, he didn't leave a successor to lead the Muslim community. So there was a lot of dispute as to who would lead them from then on. The title passed to Abu Bakr, and then after him came Ali, the Prophet's son-in-law. But after Ali, his sons Hassan and then Hussein claimed the title. Hussein's martyrdom became a central focal point to those who believed that Ali should have succeeded the Prophet and not Abu Bakr. But Sunnis also believe that the first three caliphs before Ali as rightly guided and as devoted to Allah. Sunni rulers embarked on a massive conquest that extended the caliphate to northern Africa and Europe. Now I want to take a bit of a closer look in terms of how their beliefs actually differ. So Shias considered Ali and the leaders who came after him as imams. Most believe in a line of 12 imams, the last of whom, a boy, is believed to have vanished in the 9th century in Iraq. Shias known as Twelvers anticipate his return as the Mahdi or the Messiah. Sunnis emphasize God's power in the material world, while Shias value martyrdom and sacrifice. Now, despite these differences in opinions and practices, Shia and Sunni Muslims share the main beliefs of Islam and are considered by most to be brothers. That's why you don't hear anyone calling themselves Shia Muslim or Sunni Muslim. They're simply Muslim. So just want to clear that up before I continue this episode. So now let's talk about a little bit of where they're located around the world. Now, more than 85% of the world's 1.8 billion Muslims are Sunni. They live across the Arab world, as well as in countries such as Turkey, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Iran and Iraq and Bahrain are largely Shia. The Saudi royal family practices a conservative brand of Sunni Islam known as Wahhabism. Now, in terms of their religious leadership, so Shia Muslims believe that the Imam is pure by nature and that his authority is unquestionable because it comes directly from God. Therefore, Shia Muslims often venerate their Imams as saints. On the other hand, Sunni Muslims say that there is no basis in Islam for a hereditary privileged class of spiritual leaders, and no basis at all for the veneration of saints. Sunni Muslims argue that the leadership of the community is not a birthright, but it's actually a trust that you need to earn. So Sunni and Shia Muslims follow the Quran, as well as the Prophet's hadiths or sayings, and the Sunnah, which are the customs. They also adhere to the 5 pillars of Islam. Now, in countries ruled by Sunnis, the Shias tend to be among the poorest of the population. They would often see themselves as being victims of discrimination and some form of oppression. But on the other hand, Sunni extremists often denounce Shia as heretics. But I'm not going to dive too much into that because it's a lot of opinions and speculation of what's really considered oppression and all that stuff. And I'm just going to leave that for people that want to debate that. But I want to move on now into a huge distinction, the Muharram as well as self-flagellation. So Muharram is the first month in the Islamic calendar, right? And the 10th day of Muharram is a day of Ashura. Now on the day of Ashura, some Shia Muslims march in parades across the streets and flog their own backs with whips or chains. This is to celebrate Hussein and his martyrdom. While this practice is permitted by some Muslims, the Shia community has completely banned this practice. Another distinct belief is their belief in angels. So Shias believe that angels were created by God and they obey God's commands. They have limited free will, but they also have no desire to commit sins. And the Sunnis, on the other hand, believe that God created angels from light, and they believe that they do not have any free will whatsoever, and they always obey God's commands. Shias believe in taqiyya, which is to be able to deny faith under grave danger. So like if somebody's holding a gun to your head and they're saying denounce your faith, it's like, okay, yep, denounce your faith and you're not breaking anything in Islam. Now this extends to the belief that the true meaning of faith is hidden until the coming of the 12th Imam. So the Sunnis don't really place as much importance to the inner meaning of the Quran. They accept that there is an inner meaning, yes, sure, but they stress more on the literal meanings rather than subjective interpretation. And now for the hadiths, right? So the hadiths are collections of reports regarding Muhammad's teachings and life. Though the Quran takes precedence over the hadiths, these texts are often used in Islamic law, especially to settle disputes. Shia Islam rejects Sunni Islam's Katub al-Sitta, or the 5 allegedly original hadiths. It also rejects hadiths attributed to Muhammad's wife Aisha. Likewise, Sunni Muslims reject Shia Islam's 4 books. So that concludes this episode on the differences between Shia and Sunni Muslims, as well as some of the similarities that I touched on as well. And again, guys, like I said in the beginning, at the end of it all, even though there is differences of opinions and certain beliefs, end of the day, we're all still brothers and sisters regardless of what we believe. And I just want to end there. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if this is your first time here. And be sure to leave your comments down below and let me know any future topics that you want us to cover here on FTD Facts. And guys, you've reached the end of another video, but before you go, I want to leave you with some video suggestions. Here's some more videos about the different religions that we've covered on this channel, as well as if you want to know any more interesting facts about the different parts of the world or anything in general, we have videos for that as well. So click on something right here and be sure to come back every Monday to Friday for new episodes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you real soon.